He suffered from obsessive-compulsive disorder. That means he felt the need to repeat certain routines over and over again. He would only take a hotel room if its number was divisible by 3. He was especially skeptical when it came to pearls, and he wouldn't speak to women who wore them. According to him, he was awake for 22 hours a day, ate little, and was productive. Once he was said to be so absorbed in his work that he worked for 84 hours without sleep. He spoke 8 different languages. He drank whiskey every day because he thought it would help him live to be 150 years old. When you hear all that, you might think we're talking about a madman if it weren't about Nikola Tesla. Physicist, electrical engineer, and brilliant inventor. Born in 1856 in Croatia during a storm. Over 280 patents in 26 countries, 112 of them in the United States of America. An extremely crazy and strange genius with a photographic memory, a man who seemed to be decades ahead of his time and had great ambitions. One day, Tesla sets out for his laboratory, which is nothing more than a kind of barn. Here he wants to demonstrate that energy can be transmitted wirelessly. There was a mast in the middle of the barn with a height of 50 meters. A transformer with a diameter of 15 meters was supposed to do the work. The coil could produce millions of volts. Lightning bolts up to 50 meters long shot out from the mast. His assistants became afraid, but Tesla was fascinated. Thunder was audible 20 kilometers away. There is no stronger feeling than looking at an invention that works. And this feeling makes you forget everything. You even forget to eat, to sleep. He invented the resonance transformer, which provided the technical foundations for radio. But he is best known for his contribution to the invention of the alternating current system in power supply. He became world famous and was eventually called the magician of electricity because of his crazy experiments. And his big goal was to send electricity wirelessly around the world. He was convinced that the Earth and the atmosphere themselves could be used as a medium for transmitting electricity. He also discovered X-rays a year before Wilhelm Conrad Röntgen. Crucial contributions to the invention of the laser, the remote control, and other technologies make him a person who has simplified our lives. Through the so-called Freedom of Information Act in the United States of America, some documents about Tesla were released, which prove that Tesla was monitored by the FBI throughout his life and that many of his patents were suppressed. For example, he developed the so-called death ray, also known as teleforce. This was an energy beam developed by Tesla that could destroy enemy objects. Tesla claimed that with it, anything within a radius of 200 kilometers could be destroyed. The death ray was never constructed. Furthermore, he developed technologies such as the Tesla oscillator, which allowed him to create earthquakes and also flying saucers, which according to him would display a flight behavior that had never been seen before. Who knows how much more he advanced, but it's clear that major corporations worldwide don't allow every development. He dedicated his entire life to science and increasingly avoided contact with people. But he later regretted it, as revealed in an interview. He discussed his loneliness there. His mind was full of ideas to realize. But what was the deal with his compulsions and his obsession with the number 3? Life is, and will continue to be, an impossible equation to solve, despite all the variables we already know. If you grasp the significance of 3, 6, and 9, you hold the key to the universe. Was it just a phobia, or was there more to it? Some bizarre theories claim these numbers are God's plan or represent third and fourth dimension vectors due to their unique properties. The future will show whether Tesla was right and whether he was haunted by these numbers all his life for a reason. At hotels, he requested 18 napkins and calculated his meal's cubic volume before eating. Reports say he had to walk around a building 3 times before entering it. Some clothes were discarded after 3 wears. These disorders caused elaborate routines. What was very sad was that his neurosis kept getting worse, and eventually he ran out of money because he wasn't really an entrepreneur. He lived his whole life in various hotels. Tesla never married or had any significant romantic relationship. He sold his patents but died poor.